interactions was me giving you grief about having Dallas Cowboys season tickets, but never going to the games because you always had to coach.
I always had a coach.
Yep.
So you never made it to the games?
I just always gave my tickets away so I could coach my team.
And how much did it cost you?
There's a lot of money to give away, but hey, you know what?
So hold up, this baseball team is more important than Dallas Cowboys tickets?
Absolutely. It's been like that for 27 years.
Yep. And then I got to know Jeff through his volunteering at FMYSA. We had a toy tournament a dozen years ago, got rained out, and we weren't going to have any toys, and we're KLTY's primary donator of toys for their Christmas toy program. And we put out an email saying, hey, if anybody can go get us toys, we're still going to have a drop-off. We're going to do it Sunday from 12 to 2. And we had 1 or 2 cars come in, and we're thinking, man, KLTY is going to be so disappointed. We're going to just not have any toys for them. Then Jeff comes pulling in his pickup truck, just stacked the whole bed full of toys. His parents helped him do a drive at like a local Whataburger or something. Jeff came backing in, and that's where we knew that, the volunteerism commitment was there. He saved the day for the KLTY Christmas Wish program. This is way back. And then I hired his son to do some work.
How old was he?
I don't know how old was he at the time.
Probably 23, 24.
All right, so his son can fix, repair anything, right? So I hired him to come do some work. We're up here working. He had cut his finger real bad. So his son's Jordan. Jeff and I were standing there talking, taking care of his finger, and Jordan said something like, man, that girl in the concession stand's a hottie. And Jeff's like, hey, that's Tracy's daughter. And then we had a moment there over that.
That happened.
That's true story.
That happened.
Good.
Yeah, so.
Yep. There's a hottie working in there. I think I was in first grade with her at Donald Elementary.
Yeah. So when he was a kid, we would travel around for vacations. He would see a waitress or whatever. He'd say she's pretty, but she's not Sydney with the pigtails pretty. I heard that my whole life.
Right.
Yeah, and now we got 2 awesome grandchildren together. His daughter, my son. So it's.
So how long y'all been doing baseball together?
Since 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Yeah, this is my 27th year at FMYSA, coaching or volunteering in some capacity. My 5th or 6th year as president of the league. So, yeah, but I've been around. He's been here over 22, 21, something like that.
Well, Sydney played here. She's the same age as Jordan, so
about the same time frame, right? 27
about the same
years.
time.
So Jeff, what made you love baseball?
I started coaching baseball. My youngest son is a baseball nut. He went to play a little bit of college, and that was his life. He still coaches to this day. My dad was a coach for me when I was a little kid, so I always loved, I remember that. So I wanted to do the same thing for my kids, and I just fell in love with the game of baseball.
Did you ever get to play on Field 7 at the Trinity River Bottoms?
Oh yeah, I grew up playing at Trinity River Bottoms. That's the Roy Rogers Field now, right?
That's his dad, named after his dad.
I know all about Irving. Grew up in Irving.
What's the biggest catfish you ever caught out of the Trinity River?
I'm scared of the Trinity River catfish. I think Trinity River catfish catch people. I don't know if we catch them. But I've been in Flower Mound for 30 years. Makes me feel old, but 30 years in Flower Mound now.
What about you, Tracy? What made you love baseball? How did you?
My dad taught me the game at a very young age, and I just fell in love with it, playing with him, being around him. He coached me when I was little. He's a wee little guy, but he played all the way through high school, did not go to college, had a couple tryouts professionally, and he just always loved the game, instilled it in me, and I got my volunteerism, I think, from him, because we'd get rained out. He'd grab me and my younger brothers, and we'd go down and grab a rake, start getting the fields ready so the teams could play the next day. And I've just always been a fan of the greatest game.
Jeff,
yes.
Favorite player all time?
Favorite player is my two boys, coaching those 2 boys, watching them go through playing a game. My youngest son was a better player, but he was a better player because of his older brother. 6 years difference in age. He played with his older brother, his older son's friends. And so he played when he was little. He was playing with the older kids. So he was advanced when he came in his own age. I mean, I'm a Nolan Ryan guy. Grew up, in Texas and grew up in Irving, like I said. So, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with Nolan Ryan.
All right, Tracy, favorite baseball player of all time?
Man, it's hard to have one. I go all the way back with like Brooks Robinson and Roberto Clemente and
I read about
Ron Say and Steve Garvey and Fernando Valenzuela. Goodness grief, there's so many favorites I had as a kid. Pete Rose was always, my dad was always, got to hustle like Pete Rose, not on the side, but hustle on the field like Pete Rose. So many great players.
All right, question for you both. So, Jeff, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should he be in the Hall of Fame, Tracy?
Based on baseball, there's no way you can keep him out of the Hall of Fame. One of the best players that ever played the game.